Okay. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all again. So we're in June. This is our first all hands for the month, so we've got quite a lot to cover here. We had a very productive on-site meeting last week. A bunch of folks from the team and contributors, fellows came to the office. It was extremely helpful and productive. So one of the things I wanted to cover today is our new guilds. This is still being worked on, so this is not a final list. But I did want to just quickly go over how guilds work and why we have them. And then we'll go over our usual monthly deliverables to better understand what to expect this month. Okay, so guilds. We have two types of guilds, technical and non-technical or business. Individuals have been divvied up based on, none of this should be a surprise, by the way, like everyone's already working in these areas. We just have a clearer structure now, just so everyone understands where they need to focus. And some folks span multiple guilds. So Ganesha, for example, you can see he's both in the Ethereum, Trustless Ethereum bridge and the BTC bridge, etc. So I'll just go through them quickly. Technical, we've got protocol, a DevOps team, our bridges, Explorer, Dev Growth, and ZK proofs. Okay, these are very high level. Again, we're still massaging these and they will probably change. And then for the business group, we have our operations, we have our game specific verticals. It's business development led by Peter and team. Communications, content, right? So communications and content fall under the marketing umbrella. We have our grants, DAO operations, events, and NFT DeFi wallet. Okay. And these guilds will end up becoming more and more kind of self-contained and autonomous. They'll have their own budget, they'll have their own mandates, and kind of high-level deliverables. So we'll discuss that in the future. Okay. So let's.
What did the stars mean in front of people's names on the guilds?
Yeah, those are part-time. So if you work in multiple, so Jack here, for example, is in grants, but he's also in DevOps. Or Ganesha is in both of these bridges.
Yes. It's half. It's you're splitting your time between the two guilds. Not that Ganesh is a part-time.
Right, yeah.
I would say that there's a couple people in comms and a couple people in content who probably would also be split between the two.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I don't worry too much about this right now. We're just kicking off this concept of guilds and creating kind of departments within the organization. But yeah, we still need to figure out where everyone should be and whether we need to split across multiple guilds. But yeah, so this will evolve. I have nothing to do here, by the way. Okay. So let's start talking about our deliverables. RJ, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. So for June, I'm going to spend more time on the Quashard initiative. The goal is to launch Quashard messaging protocol in Q3. So there's actually a lot of work, protocol change, there will be like the HRC20 cross shard token standard, all those kind of UI wallet changes. So there will be a lot of work, and I'm going to spend more time in June. Besides all the like a general normal operational kind of change and upgrade of the protocol. So first item is the design of the cross-shard HRC20 token, and that involves how to create token standard that can allow like deployment on different shards, and also how to like integrate or migrate the existing HRC20 that's single shard to be able to support multiple shard, possibly with like a proxy kind of contract. Another item, originally I put I'm gonna go to the consensus Austin talk, but it turned out that the talk is already filled. End up I'm not going, but still I plan to spend some time to look into, but because the talk is about multi-chain and interoperability, so I'm gonna anyway spend some time research about the current cross-chain landscape, about some of the competitors like Layer 0, Nomad, all these existing offerings. That also help inform our cross-shard kind of standard formalization. And the last is to continue to drive the cross-shard protocol change. So there's some hiccup with the mutual knowledge system. They have some team changes. So there's some slowness in the development in the last 1 or 2 weeks. But still the goal for this month, because the original contract is about 3 or 4 months of work. So this month I plan to get the protocol change, like for the cross-shard at least finished, and also the code review finished. Yeah, that's it.
Great, thanks RJ. Leo.
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry, I'm in the car. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. So the top priority this month to reduce our cloud cost. That's also part of our war mode. In April, with around 30K per month of the cloud cost behind or the cloud provider. So the goal for this month, by the end of this month, we'll be able to cut to 250K. So that's about 2/3 of all the cloud costs being cut. So we're doing all the optimization and also find the expensive cost and to reduce and optimize our infrastructure to cut the cloud costs. That's top priority. And then secondly, I'm going to NFT NYC conference. I'm going to give a talk and I'll talk about the Harmony blockchain NFT. And we have an event over there. So I'm going to meet the NFT builder and the investor in New York City. That's June 19 to June 24. The last one is to launch the Elastic RPC on Shard0 with 50% of the traffic direct to Elastic RPC. Elastic RPC already been launched on Shard1, but we know Shard0 is really the battlefield of all the traffic. So we already launched on Shard0 with 1% of the traffic. So as this month, going to gradually increase the traffic direct to the Elastic RPC, but it's still in the final testing mode. So we may hit other issue or problem we need to solve. So that's why the goal is still 50% of the traffic go to Elastic RPC by end of the June from Shard0. Yeah, that's it.
Great, thanks, Leo. Okay, Lee.
Okay, cool. So the first one spent last week and continuing the rest of the month, helping team align on some of the deliverables, especially now that we have the guild structure. And there's been probably no surprises, but some changes, right? The ops team is going to look a little different now. And I'll be helping with that throughout the whole month. The other one is, of course, treasury management. So at the bottom of this, when Gibbs gets to the bottom of the stock, you can actually see our Q3 budgeting planning. all that. As Leo said, right, the cloud cost is a significant part. It's and then there's a lot of other initiatives. So if you're going to be driving any initiatives this month, this quarter, obviously probably have to talk to me. Not that I want to be a gatekeeper, but there's a lot of global trade-offs that we have to think about and make now. It's just the reality of how to prioritize our resources to do the best things and even pause on certain things if we have to.
All right. Thank you, Lee. Ganesha.
Yeah, like last month, I'll be taking some time off this month as well. In the remaining time, still have to push forward the Trustless ETH bridge. As you see the dates, some of the dates, this month is still like finishing all the remaining features, and testnet should happen this month. Yeah, that apart from that, Bitcoin bridge staking launch is something probably next month, but this month the feature complete and testing should happen. So that's some time will go there. And finally, there are some Bitcoin bridge related features that needs to be released this month.
Okay. Yuri.
Hey guys. So this month I will prepare main Horizon Bridge website to support new trustless bridge features. So we are planning switch some traffic to new bridge. I have think with Ganesh and Jenny about this. So I think this month's new bridge will support only part of functionality. So only part traffic will be migrated. Also, I'm planning work on new BTC Bridge features support. So we will upgrade BTC Bridge staking and also replace and retire feature.
Okay. Thanks, Yuri. Peter.
Good morning, everybody. So this month, my three goals are to establish kind of like a daily cadence with the gaming SWAT team. What that means is understand everybody's goals and then have kind of daily stand-ups so that we're all marching towards the same goals, and see how we can help each other every day. Close at least one studio partnership. I say at least one because I think we'll do multiple this month. And then arranging some pre-meetings or some meetings prior to NFT NYC, hoping to meet with at least 3 potential partners there. And have some good prospects already. So looking forward to some good things coming out of NFT NYC.
Awesome. Jenya. Is Jenya here? I don't think so. Okay, Sam.
Hello. So this month I'm transitioning out of the DAO department, business unit, moving over mainly into the gaming business unit. But to do that, I want to make sure that I am leaving all of my learnings, both written and video learnings about DAOs over the past 9 months or so. So that's deliverable number 1. And that'll be really good. It'll really help out a lot about the stuff that we've learned over the last several months. Number 2 is, in order to accelerate our GameShard adoption, having a really solid case study showing what we did with DFK and all of the victories that we had and some of the warts that we developed, but all the victories we had in working with DFK. I'll be putting together that GameShard case study that we'll be using to close our partners. The third one is actually to establish this partner pipeline and also close a couple of deals, close a couple of partners. So that's all coming along pretty well.
Great, thanks, Sam. I'll go next. So I am going to be very much focused on the Trustless Ethereum Bridge with Ganesha and team for testing, documentation, working with partners. And I'm also working on the graph launch. There is a hackathon that happened in the last few days. So I need to go through and look at the submissions, as well as coordinate at the launch announcements and documentation. And then I'm also working with Brian and Al to put together an up-to-date metrics dashboard that capture everything that we want to track. And this will be used in the upcoming Messari quarterly report. So that's for me. Let's see, Boris.
Hi. Yeah, so last week it was a few days out, but I kept working on the test cases, trying to coordinate with Francisco to get more involved in some part of coding. So I'm just, keep pushing on the bridge side. I was asked to focus only on the bridge, so I'm working directly on trying to figure out the best way to make all the tasks about the bridge. I've been dumping all the things from other things now. So yeah, so I will now. I'm back and I will move everything that's spending on the bridge and keep advancing on that direction. So yeah, that's the update for this week.
Okay, thanks, Boris. Jack.
Hey guys, good morning. So for this month, I'll be traveling starting next Monday for a family vacation, but at the same time, I will be taking that opportunity to work with local representatives in the KL and Bali area. So there'll be 2 separate developer meetups. Those will be sort of a one-day meetup that's hyper focused on talking about developers and also local sentiment around Web3 and blockchain in general. I'm also working on operationalizing the venture network. This time we'll be kicking the flywheel by introducing at least 5 projects to investors, and also working with some potential partners that can help us increase our blast radius. For example, there are teams that have Rolodex of 800 investors in their network. So once we partner with them, I think that will expand our ability to help Harmony ecosystem builders grow as startups. So that's the venture network part. And as you guys might know, already heard, there's a lot of efforts around reducing cloud costs. And my focus is around the RPC nodes themselves. And we are on track to have a run rate of $75,000 a month on the RPC nodes themselves, mostly helped by just optimizations around the world, and also looking at some duplicates and idle nodes that we have, working with Soft and Leo closely with that. That's my update for the month.
Okay. Thank you, Jack. Adrian.
So before this call, we just had a call with our events team, and we have a venue that we want to book. So that part of it is done. And then we are going to be doing the plan of show and making a bunch of decks for it. So for our partners to see and all that. So that's a major initiative happening. We're going to try and boost the engagement on our YouTube by separating some of the content. So that should be done this week into different channels, more focused channels. And then principal footage for One Wallet commercial, we're actually going to film this month. So I've been talking to Z, and we're really, really close to getting something ready to go for filming. So really excited about that. And also, it's not listed, but we have a bunch of content coming out that is technically related that I know a lot of the community has been waiting for. That would be like a 4th deliverable, but all that's going to come starting this week. So
Great. Thanks, Adrian. Arby is not here. Daniel.
Hey guys. So first on the list is launch. This actually changed on this phone call. I decided to add it to my list of deliverables. And this was actually an idea that spawned from the on-site meeting that we had recently. Launching monthly mailbag video series. We put that out there to the community and received some positive feedback on this idea. And the idea is once a month, releasing a video on our YouTube channel, and maybe we'll take advantage of the new channel that Adrian's looking to create, called the monthly mailbag. And it's basically just soliciting questions and feedback from the community and addressing it on the YouTube channel, answering questions, responding to comments, and so on. And that's one way for us to not just engage the community, but also retain the folks that we have part of that. The second item on the list is ETH bridge content, the Trustless Ethereum bridge content. There's a lot that goes into that, and I'm certainly not going to be responsible for 100% of this content. It's going to be a collaborative effort with a number of people, including Elam and Wani. But what we're thinking of is very simple graphics, very simple animated graphics that we can use on social media. The third is coordinating 2 social media marketing opportunities. The idea here is to branch out to communities that aren't already aware of or in the Harmony ecosystem. A lot of the content that we've been putting out over the past couple months is mainly geared at the Harmony community, which is needed, which is great, but I'd like to try to expand that a little bit more and reach people who might not be aware of us. So that's item number 3.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
Danny.
Hey, everybody. So my first thing is going to be making a analytics database for all our social media channels so we can start tracking our audience and pinpoint patterns between our socials. Second will be to start creating video content for promotional purposes on our new website. Once we start getting our website underway with our new design, we'll post a page on there to promote our one conference. So creating bespoke content for that. And the next deliverable is we started incorporating a scheduling app for our social media content. So just getting ahead and be able to plug and play and let that just, execute our posting without manually having to do it. So.
Great. Thank you, Danny. Haquan's not here. Maddie's out sick. Essa.
Hello. Okay. So NFT NYC event oversight. We have the NFT NYC event coming up this month. We're really excited. We're working with One Wallet and some other people to do some partnership activations. So that should be, we have if anybody has any questions about that, just ping me or Garrick. We also have some information on our Notion page for that. Harmony and One Wallet collaboration effort. I have been speaking with Paola over on the One Wallet team to kind of create a playbook to, as you know, we love One Wallet, we love promoting it. But we really want to make sure that our efforts are moving forward to complement their launch strategies. And so that's what we're hoping to accomplish this month. And then operations and logistics initiative for developer growth. I'll probably reword that at some point this month. That's going to be really just going over like resources and tools that we can help build out for our developers. Interviewing some other games. I was speaking with Jack earlier about some ideas to be able to gather information to make the process more user-friendly and make sure that the tools are in place for people to be able to learn and grow on our chain. So that's what I'm doing.
Thanks, Essa. Max.
Hey guys. So this month I'm going to be working on replacing the level database with a better implementation that we tested out the benchmarks for last month. The API is almost 100% compatible. but I'm still analyzing it and seeing how complicated it will be to actually do this. The second task is the 2 precompiles. One of them is the staking reader, which is a follow-on for the MetaMask staking precompile that I had introduced previously. It's a read-only precompile where smart contracts or end users can fetch information about their delegation, their validators' information, and some information about the network. The cross-shard precompile, as we've discussed previously, is for native token transfers, not anything else, just the transfer of one tokens from one shard to another. And the last task, and this is the key one, is to be able to review the cross-shard code from mutual knowledge systems. This goes directly in line with what RJ is doing. They have added the capability for cross-shard, the smart contract communication, and I'm going to review it and see if it can be merged. Thank you.
Thanks, Max. Okay, Konstantin.
Yeah, hello. First of all, I wanna fix some concurrency problems. This will increase our stability. Second, we don't have good qualitative metrics for block insertion, and I wanna bring such metrics to us. And I have to speed up launch Epoch block synchronization. It depends on many people. It's difficult to synchronize between us. And after all, I want to join RJ to for cross-shard communication. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
This month, I'm going to be working with you, Give, and on tracking metrics, so that way we can better understand growth and traction and all other metrics of our progress, and display them internally and to the community. I'm also going to be working with Eric of Nighthouse, who's going to be hopefully launching some key NFT features, such as minting in-app to our users by August 1st is the target date. And finally, I'm going to be working with Peter in games and creating an offering to attract Web2 developers onto our chain for games.
Great. Thanks, Brian. Tom.
Yes. Yeah, so we already activated the recruiting account with LinkedIn effective today. So I will see a dramatic resume number of increase. So we can see the report from Lever. So the target is we recruit the 10 core members before Q3. So this is our bar is really high. As I said, it's much higher than fellows and contributors. And so far, I think the most headcount is for engineering. But if you, for your department, for your guild, you think it's any important headcounts, so please let me know so we can get approval and start working on that. And in this August, there will be a big event in Stanford. So I'm going to plan to offline 100% event to cut costs. So I will not using the paid venue. We're not doing a restaurant. So I already got a free space in Palo Alto downtown. I got a partner, they providing the free space, and we can order some catering food, so cut the cost. And for these two events, the purpose is to get speakers and get the audience. The goal is to make our one conference in November successful. So these two events and also the online event will be kick off this in June. The online Asia America Web3 virtual speaker series. So all the purpose is to make the November one conference a success. So I plan to do 4 or 6 online speakers starting from June. Yeah, starting from this month. So I already secure some speakers. Okay, that's
okay. All. Thanks, Tom. Okay, moving on to fellows. We're obviously not going to get to everyone, so I apologize. But let's go Z. Your minimal month.
All right. So continuation One Wallet. So status, we were approved for the unlisted launch, but we have decided because I think it's better to launch full scale. So we're going through the review process to launch the app directly without unlisted. So that's kind of the current status. Ho-Chan's back. So TBD, waiting for you to hear back from Apple. The second thing is for NFT.NYC, myself and a team of 6 of us will be in New York to really conduct a full on-site meeting to talk about the kind of the second half of 2022. That includes the inclusion of the Ganesh's Ethereum kind of a bridge, the trustless bridge. How do we integrate that into one wallet? So that has been, we kicked that off this morning with our developers. So we're talking through that process. And the user-facing implication is we do want to support cross-chain NFT, especially the Nighthouse so it's kind of a social avatar project integration into one wallet. So those are kind of the major initiative for the next 60 days. Other than that, it's just go to market, daily grind. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Z. Let's see, Victor.
Hey guys, just a quick update. I released the contract verification for Shard1, so that's live on the Explorer mainnet now. But during that building process, I realized that the hard hat Etherscan only supports the Shard0. So I'll need to push another release there to support Shards 2 through to 4. Likewise, there was a request for a Truffle Verify as well. So I'll have a look at that and add Truffle Verify in for that. Block Explorer API implementation, that's for Etherscan APIs, and Gnosis Safe support is for working with Protofire. So yeah, that's my update.
Great, thanks, Victor. Okay, let's see, Devin.
Yeah, hey team. Working on the Opolis partnership rollout. That should be pretty smooth. We have one little hang up with Subgraph, but honestly, I think that'll be fixed here pretty soon. So looking really good there. 80 exhibitors and partners for our One conference. This is my job to identify those exhibitors and partners, get them get all their information, get their point of contact, and get them knowing that they are invited to the One conference. And then a 15% increase in DAO users and votes. So a metric that the DAO team is now really head-on focused on is amount of users within DAOs rather than amount of DAOs. And then obviously how many DAOists are voting within these DAOs. So how many active users really at the end of the day. And we're going for a 15% increase there.
Great, thanks, Devin. Okay, so I think the next few folks are not here. Xiaopeng, Bruce, Nick, Rachel.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey, Rachel.
Okay, yeah, so for my 3 deliverables, the first one I have are weekly DAO tooling videos. So we're going to be putting out educational content for our current DAO tools that we have. I plan to put out 1 per week, along with a guidebook that can train the community on how to use each tool. We already have, I believe, 3 out of 4 of these already recorded. So it's just a matter at this point of recording our final video and working with Elam and Wani to get intro and outro animations and thumbnails for YouTube. The second one is the Opolis partnership strategy and execution. I believe we're hopping on a call tomorrow with Kelly to work on the go-to-market strategy for Opolis. So I'll share more on that as that develops. And then lastly, one of our initiatives from the onsite is to focus on user growth. So for our DAO Ops team, we want to focus on a 15% increase in DAO users and votes for the next month. And that's it for me.
Okay, thanks, Rachel. Let's see, Jeremy is not here. Tahir, Diego, Francisco, Kathy, Sergey, Richard. Okay, a bunch of people are not here right now. Okay, let's take a look at our halftime contributors. Mikey, I don't think he's here. Al.
Hey everyone. So focus for June with growth in mind. I have NFT NYC coming up, so want to turn that into a profitability above costs. Been enrolling a lot of different partners and key sponsors to take up the Harmony Hub space. Then on that of its own, making profit off versus then, you know, turn into a cost center. So that's for NFT NYC for with the June. And then grant ops, working with Jeremy Golby to do the integrations with a proper handoff on marketing with many of our grantees. So it's quite important that there's a process involved where there's, you know, co-marketing after mainnet launches. So there's an operational aspect that I'm working with Jeremy on for grants team. And lastly is the metrics with Gib and Brian, identified certain metrics for Messari report.
Great, thanks, Al. Let's see, Andrew's not here. Elam.
Hi, everybody. So for my first deliverable for June, kind of touches on what Daniel said earlier about rolling out simplified, more digestible content to the community and to the general public. So my role in that is to basically lay out the groundwork for that by making like a simple, understandable design family. We'll communicate lots of like crucial information that we're going to be rolling out over the next few months in the future. This design family would ideally be versatile enough to kind of withstand updates to the Harmony design language as it evolves, so that we can use it in the long term. My second deliverable is I'm kind of working with very closely with Z to finalize the One Wallet logo. We have a bunch of concepts laid out already, but we're kind of working on refining it until it's perfect. That it's the logo that complements the project's ethos aesthetically. And for my third deliverable is designing a call to action video graphics. Kind of, you know, Rachel and Daniel mentioned this as a deliverable for themselves too. This kind of helps the community retain information more effectively, more seamlessly, and makes the information that they receive more relevant to what they're seeing. This will be rolled out across all social media platforms ideally. Right now it's on YouTube. In the future will be Twitter and Medium, all that.
Great. All right, Kelly, welcome to All Hands.
Great, thanks. So this month is decision time for a bunch of things for the website. We want to make sure we have the full team. We have a couple of team members already rolling, but we need everyone hired to really start accelerating production on that. We also want to have the website design concept decided. So over the next couple of weeks, you'll be hearing from us to get your feedback on the concept design. We also are going to start having conversations about content development. So a couple of the people on this call or other contributors are going to be working on that. And we are going to also finally finish reviewing and hire a PR firm or firms who we've interviewed a couple. We just want to make that final decision to get that rolling. In addition, we're also finalizing a communications planning tool that everyone should have visibility into to see what the upcoming announcements are and getting like our processes up and running around that. So as we have a couple of press releases that we're hoping to share within the coming months. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Kelly. Okay, Amanda.
Hi, everyone. All right, so the contributor fellow offboarding process, we're working on that to kind of optimize the process so everyone's communicated with clearly and in a timely manner, and that we're setting those people up for continued success in their careers as well. And then the June expense report will be a really great tool so we can visualize total Harmony expenses and then be able to communicate and be totally transparent with our spending. And then to onboard the team to the pay schedule and guidelines, as we update these processes, it's really important to keep everyone on the team updated. So I'll be rolling out some direct outreach to get everyone on board. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Amanda. We may be able to get through everyone. Maybe we'll see. Rob's not here. Jose.
Hi, everyone. Well, my first delivery is to create a playbook, like guidelines for PR in Spanish, especially from Latin America and Spain, different angles from communications, translation, PR agencies, and different channels that we can use to improve the communications with those communities. The second deliverables to onboarding at least 3 projects for Harmony, from especially crypto games and DEX from Europe. And the third one is I have been working with some local teams for have some presence during ETH Mexico and ETH Latam in Buenos Aires this summer. Just fully local work. And that's it.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Sorry, Jose.
No problem.
Some interesting sounds in the background. Okay, Flu's not here. Dimitri.
Howdy, howdy. I have links for these, but I need access to edit this page.
Oh, okay.
No worries. Number one is obtain funding for PIPE, this liquidity program that we're working on. So we have the team ready, and we're fleshed it out this past week a little bit at the onsite, and then we're going to fire up our proposal on TalkHarmony.1 here soon. And the second one is for Ethereum Trustless Bridge. I'd like to translate more clearly. Ganesh had some really good walk through the use cases and advantages. But I'd like to do a write-up on that so the marketing team and anyone else can more clearly see how we would use that and the advantages of it and use cases. And then on top of that, third one is creating DeFi personas for Harmony. So I'm going to identify 4 different personas, because as we're developing all this tooling, the Bitcoin bridge, the Ethereum bridge, we're adding more DEXs and aggregators and things, kind of investigating who exactly are we targeting, who is using these products, how can we reach out to them? And again, marketing can tap into that, and new projects, DeFi projects that come on board can hopefully use that as well to help tailor their services. And then kind of on the side is still working on central exchange relationships, further integrations. And then Mikey and I are going to explore this week or this month some NFT use cases. So how do we develop an infrastructure so when we get the one wallet deployed and we have more wallet addresses out there, NFT business cards, NFT flyers, NFT, just tokenizing more of our communication so we can better track the metrics on chain, as well as have more effective promotional material. We don't have the infrastructure for that yet, but we want to start now to start thinking about that. So when that tooling is available to us, we can hit the ground running and start being very, what's the word? Just using the chain, more often. So anyway, that's what we're working on.
Right. Thanks, Dimitri. Garrick.
Hello, everyone. This month I have a big focus on New York, as I'm the event lead there on our events team with ESSA, really focusing on restructuring our event proposal matrix to focus on supporting and onboarding builders, supporting and throwing more hackathons, and highlighting our speaking opportunities and celebrating announcements. And then I guess the third area would be our brand sponsorship deck to reduce costs, as mentioned in our last call, for our events team by roughly a total of 60%. Al and Essa, Amanda, the rest of the events team have been amazing in supporting and introducing sponsors. And so far we've closed about $50,000 for June for New York in sponsorship, and we expect to surpass that goal.
Great, thank you. And Juan.
Hello, everyone. I'm working daily right now, reviewing the grants that arrived on the platform. as well as answering all the questions that arise in any project that I'm taking care of. And also, as I said last week, I'm having more and more video conference with projects that are being pre-approved or are going to be approved. So we are having closer, face-to-face to know all the projects that we are taking care. So it's a way better to meet them. And who knows if we are going to be able to turn this into a grand AMA for everyone to join all the pre-approval meetings that we have with the teams. And in the other hand, this month I'm going to try to make an EMEA group to be able to be connected at our time, to make more like a group team for Europe and Middle East and Asia, that we are here in this side of the world, so we can make a great team meetings, etc. So we are close together. And on the other hand, would like to remove the store J, because I didn't really take care of that task, because right now is already removed, because the task was taken care of by the core team. And I'm talking in the third task, I'm talking with DAppNode. So I'm getting more ideas to continue investigating how to grow the validator one click. That's it.
Great, thanks, Juan.
Thank you.
Okay, I may have missed a couple of folks. Not to worry, we'll obviously go over them again next week. I wanted to just quickly have either Al or Jack or Juan just to give us an update on our grants, our invoices. I know the community's been asking. There are a bunch of folks waiting to be paid. Any kind of ETAs and updates on that?
Go ahead.
For it.
No, go ahead, Juan.
No, please, Zach, you first.
I was going to say, yeah, I think some of the concerns are around, hey, for the existing grants that have been approved, if they hit a certain milestone, will they be funded? Answer is yes. We are just a little bit backlogged, actually quite backlogged on reviewing the milestones, because it would be fair to everyone if we actually review all the milestones that were delivered. Sometimes those take a lot longer than expected. We have to make sure if the testnet is fully functional and featured, and if there's documentation and bounties that are delivered, they are quite extensive. And we can see that's a lot of work that is being put in. So we just want to make sure that we're checking to see that the deliverables are delivered as expected. Sorry, Juan, please go ahead.
Yeah, continue with what you're saying, Jack. Now that we are being recorded, is say publicly that everyone can take a look of the thread in the website, that everything is published. So if they follow the steps for whenever we're sending the reply for the approval, they can follow the steps. And if they read it, they will be finishing in a form from filling it up once it's approved. So everything is written. So please read the website that we are sending, because everything is over there written.
And lastly, like standardizing the guidelines as well. So future grantees that do come into our inboxes can have a proper milestone that is, I would say, more contingent and like higher benchmark. So it's going to be a better approval process, I would say, for the grant ops team, as well as reconciling the funding aspect. So I do that on a weekly basis, identify what have we actually approved and milestones hit, and did the grantees actually fill out the forms for these milestones. So that reconciliation I'll do on a weekly basis. The hopes are, when we close this, right after form filled, and then funds fulfilled.
And for the existing invoices that have already been sent, when can they be expected to be processed this week?
I believe the funding
Um,
process is, sorry, go ahead, but believe it's Friday.
Okay, by the end of the week.
That's my understanding. Yeah, that's on Friday, the funding process goes out. The reconciliation wise, ensuring that things are aligned, hitting the milestones are getting done through the week for funding on Friday.
Okay.
Well, I would
If we-
point,
Sorry, if we can make an exception for this week, if we can get those payments out, that would, I think, help kind of with developer sentiment.
Okay, so yes, the answer is yes, Peter, but the bottleneck is in the review process. All the items that are highlighted or not, either they're not green or they're in yellow, that means it's in review. Once it's green, the funding process is 2-second finality.
Yeah, that was, I guess my question is, when are those invoices going to be reviewed? Not so much when the payments are going to go out, because Lee's very good at processing those payments once the invoices have been approved. Just want to make sure there are a bunch of folks who've already submitted their invoices. It's already been reviewed. They're just waiting. So if we could process those ASAP, that would be very good. I think, Jack, you have a handful of items that need to be looked at.
We'll go through them this week and try to wrap them up in the next few days. We had a couple of events, at least I had a couple of events last 3 weeks, so I'm a big backlog. And last week's Harmony on-site summit was really helpful, but it also drew down a lot of our time. But yeah, we'll get through them as soon as we can.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone else? Any comments? We've got a few minutes left for breakouts. Okay. Have a good week. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll speak to you soon. Bye, everyone.